Photoshoot. What do you want to call this? Photoshoot?
The final countdown.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the Outer Rim Rookie, a beginner's journey to join the 501st. My name is Rob Williams. I'm here with
Terry Chu.
It is the final. We were doing it. It's the final countdown. It is the final day. We are getting my photos taken today.
Yeah.
Doing a last-minute check of the armor, making sure what's hanging loose, what's too tight, what's just in the wrong place, and you're giving me just the final rundown and final inspection.
Yeah.
And it's a big deal because I put this on this morning to show off to my parents because they have no idea what I'm doing here, and they're just impressed I made something, which says something about my childhood, I think. But also I put on last night where Steve 3 was helping me do some things with the cummerbund, the boots. We just did a whole bunch of stuff. Spent the whole day yesterday and watched Archer and put my armor together, and you're going to inspect it and make sure everything's good.
Yeah, well, it's convenient. I'm still currently the GML for the garrison, right? So that's my job.
What's a GML? Just so
a garrison membership liaison. So every garrison has a person or persons that basically review all the applications that come in and compare your photos to the CRL, so the costume reference library photos, to make sure that everything is the way it's supposed to look. It's convenient. I'm pretty familiar with the Biker Scout, right? So I'm able to take a look at the stuff and go, okay, this is sitting too high, this is too low, or this strap was put in the wrong place. Let's take this off. Let's sew it differently or something, right? So, and I think the thing that's, I know we've been talking about, it's kind of daunting because there's all these, strict guidelines and things, but remember, we're going for the basic 501st application. We're not going for any second level, sort of higher level of detail stuff. So it's really just what will get you to pass at this point.
Just so our viewers understand, there are different levels to your armor. There's the basic level of entry, but then if you really want to get screen accurate, get to certain levels. I think this one, is it Lancer or is that
for Biker Scouts? It's basic, Lancer. And then there's Lancer. So Lancer's that next level, and it's really just it doesn't mean anything. You don't get any. You don't get anything. It's just sort of like, yay, I'm a Lancer now. But it basically means and you will probably do this because you'll totally get sucked into that vortex where you'll be done the costume, you'll troop a couple events, you're like, this has been great, and you're like, wow, it's kind of cool. Those guys have that little, detail cut in here. I'm going to do that on the weekend, and then you'll do it, and you're like, oh, I did one of those things, and you look at the list, and you're like, that's not bad. There's only 6 or 7, and of the 6 or 7, maybe you already did 2 of them when you built the costume.
Right.
So you're like, well, now it's 5 things. That's not so bad. Take this off, maybe sew it differently or whatever.
Exactly.
But and that's all just for fun. You don't need to do that. But a lot of the, different members of the 501st will do that because it's like they just get so into the character, they enjoy it. So.
It's to them it's a special, it's an extra achievement. It's like getting your black belt, but now you get a black belt with a
stripe on it or something. Yeah, and then if you were on the Biker Scout forum, you might get like a Lancer designation or something under your whatever, right? So and different detachments might have different ways of recognizing that, right? So they have different programs. I know, on White Armor, they would have your basic 501st Stormtrooper, and then they would have Expert Infantry, and then now they have Centurion, right? So they have these different levels, and you basically get like a little recognition thing, right? I mean, back in the day, I got to double check if they still do this, but I got like a little certificate and a patch and stuff like that. So that's kind of fun, right?
I have seen some people with patches, not Lancer patches, but whatever their particular of second level.
Yeah, Stormtroopers will have like Expert Infantry little patch or something. So again, it's just for fun, right? Yeah.
Can you tell us the process since we're going through the application process now? How does this work?
Sure. So you would fill out an application form. It's just online. So you go to 501st.com and you say, I want to join. And you fill it out, name, address, all that stuff. You would pick usually I think 3 to 5 Legion ID numbers. So these are your TK421. Like 421's already taken, right? Anything that's like 3 digits, 4 digits, like 5 digits, it's mostly taken. So
there are 3-4 digits because right now I was looking. It's all 5 digits.
I'm 2886, so that's 4 digits.
Wow. Okay, so you're old school.
Not as old as 3 digits, but
421.
Yeah.
So, and then there's 1.
Yeah, there's one. I don't know who that is.
I would assume it's
Albin, maybe.
Maybe.
I
Albin Johnson, one of the creators of the 501st.
I want to say his is 210 or something.
I got it.
Yeah, I don't remember everyone's number. But anyways, you pick your variety of numbers, and then basically that application gets sent to. It kind of gets routed through the Legion to the garrison level, and then it would end up on my desk. Right, it would end up in my email that you are applying as a 501st member, and then I would see that you're applying as a biker scout. So then I would contact you and go, oh, thanks for applying. Can you send me your pictures to look at? So you can either send me an online link, it's like a Dropbox thing or Flickr or whatever, photo bucket, and then I would look at your pictures. So I would take your pictures and I would compare them to the CRL, which is the costume reference library. So with every 501st costume, there's a description and there's photo references of what the costume should look like.
Right.
And, what we're looking for is that you're meeting those standards, right? So you can't, if it says, oh, you got to have a cummerbund that looks like this, you can't have a cummerbund that's so long that it's turned into a mini skirt or something, right? Like it's got to still look like those proportions. There is no judgment on how tall or big or skinny or anybody but it needs to fit you proportionally.
Right.
Okay. So let's say, for example, you finished your biker scout costume, you were done with it, and you're like, I'm just going to sell it. I'm going to get rid of it. And I bought it, and I just put it on. It's going to be all baggy because you're way bigger. Your size is bigger than I am.
Yeah.
That just because you're approved. That with that costume doesn't mean that I get it and I instantly become approved.
Grandfather to the next person.
It does not. Yeah. No. So I mean, if I wanted to do that, I'd have to tailor it and take things in and all this sort of thing, right? But ideally, you would, send in your pictures. I would look at them, and if they're all good, I would approve you. If not, I would give you feedback and go, your costume's great, but here's a couple things. Your belt's loose,
fix that.
One of your shoelaces was untied, or something silly, right? And you'd be surprised. There's people that just like. If they don't have anybody at home and they've just got their iPhone or something and take pictures of themselves in the bathroom, or the tons of pictures that are always taken in the bathroom, but they can't see.
Right.
So then they might have forgotten to put something on, or they put it on backwards. And that's just a simple mistake. So, usually I'll say, okay, you don't have to get dressed up again, but maybe can you fix that thing and just send me a photo of it?
Yeah.
Or they're a Vader or a biker scout and they forgot to take a picture of their balaclava.
Yeah.
So I need to know that you had the balaclava.
Exactly.
And we need to also have a picture of just your face for a couple of reasons, mainly so that we know it's you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what if you just downloaded somebody else's photos and tried to submit those, right? We need to know that it's actually you. And even if you do, people have different sort of privacy concerns and stuff. You can go in and edit your profile afterwards and turn everything off to private so people don't know your contact info or anything like that. But if you're all good to go, I would be like, hey, congratulations. I would basically click a bunch of buttons on the 501st side. You'd be approved. And that whole submission goes to the 501st so that they can kind of recheck things as well, so that they know that we're not sliding in anybody that wasn't approved properly. They basically review the application, and then if you are approved, they would pick the Legion ID number that's available.
Right.
So of the 3 or 5 that you picked, whatever the next one was available, they would assign that to you.
No, I'm a numbers guy. I love numbers, like jersey numbers, all this. I'm big into that sort of thing. How can you figure out which numbers are not available?
Sure. So if you go to the 501st site, and I believe when you do the I want to join, there's a link to a list of numbers that's actually still available. Okay. Right. So, and they're all over the place, right? Okay. You might find lower numbers, you might find higher numbers. Again, if there's numbers that are important or lucky numbers for you that are important to you, you can pick those. Because
I was looking, I think I looked at the wrong one, because I was looking at member search. And I went through the member search and looked for numbers of members and just seeing which one was not available. No, there's an actual link that's like, these are the numbers that are currently available. Well, I just may have disappointed myself big time. I got like 6-7 numbers already set up. So hopefully something will happen.
Gotta go check that list.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm going to put the suit on here and it's as accurate as possible. We're going to film that, and you're going to guide me as I do it.
Yeah.
Because I put this on twice now, and I've learned already. I got to put this on over that instead of that over this. Yeah. And you'll probably get a good chuckle of because when I showed you pictures of my boots, he says, boots look okay, but your knee pads are upside down.
Right.
And I was like, so things I didn't know. So, all right, let's get changed. All right, here we go. We're all set.
Boom operator.
We're all set. Actually, we won't do this yet. Ready to put it on?
Yeah.
Okay, let's put it on.
Get started.
Let's go. And time lapse. Okay, so I learned a lot just in that dress up, and that took a long time. I can't even see the mic. Here it is. Thank you. I'm recording. Yay! It's getting foggy in here already. Yeah, there we go. It's better. It's warm in here. It's very warm in here.
Yeah.
So, give me some tips on what I was doing wrong here.
I mean, honestly, you would, some little sort of fit and finish things, but like, you'd pretty much pass, right? Like, you've got all the pieces, everything's in the right place. Mm-hmm. I think there's a couple of just, fit and finish things. Like the way that you had the armor packed, you had sort of everything in pieces, right? Yeah. And I know that that's what fits in the box, but what I tend to do is I try to, for like the chest, I would have the chest and the back and the shoulders and the pouches like assembled, the night before so that everything's all lined up. And so you just like put it on like a bib and then there's no messing around, right? Like now that we've got everything on, I'm like, the pouches need to come out more and they're not quite, shaped where we want them to be. You've got the pouches attached with Velcro underneath the chest, but that's the same Velcro that's being used by the side straps.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of like not so great because it's just adjustability and you got things overlapping one another.
Right.
And so, it's just a few fit and finish things. The strapping for your elbows, I think we'll need to redo. They were a little bit too long.
They're a little bit.
So we have to shorten them, and you kind of did a hack to make it work, right? But functionally, we're just going to cut the straps and shorten them and put them where they need to be.
Right.
But I mean, everything looks pretty good.
Yeah.
You would completely pass in terms of like checking all the check boxes, right? Yeah.
So I gotta tell you, this feels really good. I'm like really excited about this. I can't see very well right now. My thing's fogging up like crazy, but I'm gonna hang on.
That's another trick is to actually, if you need to, I mean,
my nose.
not have the balaclava over your mouth, right?
Not over the mouth, eh?
But even if you just put it under your chin, then at least
the air
fans and kids and stuff, they can't see your chin. But it allows more air to go.
There was a chin piece that came with this.
Yep.
It's optional, or is that Lancer?
It's a Lancer.
It's a Lancer, okay.
Because the original had a strap that ran along here, and then there was a chin cup, and you like barely saw it in the movie. It was like one just little frame where the guy like tipped his head up and you could see it.
Oh, okay.
So it's there, right?
Okay.
And then I guess they found one of the original helmets. It's actually there, but you don't need it for basic.
One other thing I found useful. Ouch! That hit my nose again. Was this thing? I watched your video when you were putting your armor together, and you were just like, popped it on. This was very useful.
Yeah, shoehorn is.
So here's a little tip here, a little Scout Trooper tip. Get a shoehorn because I ruined my boots. Well, not ruined, but I broke my boots because I was
pulling on them too much.
Pulling on too much, and so to resist pulling on too hard, I just slide it down. So a shoehorn was a good idea. And yeah, so from what I understand, can put the pieces together ahead
as
of time,
many as you can,
as much as I can ahead of time, and just lay it out so you're dressing less, because the handlers are going to be busy helping other people.
Yeah, and so there's things that you can't reach on this costume, right? So there's some tricks I'll show you. Like you can actually put the belt on backwards and then spin it around your body, right? There's even the cummerbund, you can start it backwards and spin it around. The vest is hard to put together yourself, right? So you need somebody to help you with that. But and then getting undressed, definitely getting someone to help you there. But yeah, a lot of it's just, I know it might not seem like a big deal because you look fantastic. I think, first of all, this, right?
Thank you.
We are going to make a couple little adjustments.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of work. If there's one fit and finish thing that just sort of my picky eyes is the pouches now look small with you with everything on.
Okay.
And I think part of it might be the way that the armor sits, right?
Okay. So hang on. So you're. Sorry, I gotta do this. Thank you. Right. So you're talking from distance from here to here.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. So I mean, we can snug that's already better, right? Just the way that fit. And this is actually quite deeper on the actual costume.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I've been holding it high for...
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah,
I kind of like it deeper. So
this is kind of where you want.
Plunging neckline.
That's already better. But I think when we made the pouches, I think we made them maybe regular size or something. You know how there's a couple different sizes that we can... I went with a small one on mine because I'm only 5'8.5", 5'9", right?
Okay.
So, but I would like to see these be when you have all that spare time and you feel like sewing 2 brand new pouches, they should be sitting a little lower, I think.
So make them bigger pouches next time, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Because you're a bigger guy.
Okay, so what's next? I guess we're fixing some...
We're going to fix some straps. Yeah, we're going to fix a few things, and then what I'd like to do is after we fix it, we'll take the stuff off.
Learn how
fix
to pose.
It. Sure, yes, and then you put it all back on again, right? Because it's now that the stuff is fixed, this is how it should go on, right?
Do it again!
Do it again!
Do it again!
Yeah. Okay.
All right, again. All right, let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay, so the first photos that we're going to take is basically straight on, so keep your arms at your sides, right? Your feet are fairly, shoulder width apart. A trick when you're taking photos is to not actually hold the camera at the height of where the photographer or the applicant is going to be. It's actually better. Your photos are going to look a lot better if you take them, oops, sorry about that, such that the camera's that the camera's a little bit more around belly height, okay? So you'll notice even in the Legion CRL photos, everyone looks like this, which bugs the hell out of me. It's basically because a really tall person's taking the photo, so don't do that. Put the camera at about belly height. We're in horizontal mode right now on the camera, so you can't obviously see everything, but things just look a lot better when you show this height. And also stand further back and zoom in. That'll kind of flatten the figure out and you won't look so bobble-headed. Right, so you're going to do hands at your sides. You're going to do a front, right, like that. And then you're going to do, I usually tell people to do a 3/4 view. So turn to your 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Right.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, right, got it?
So that's 30 degrees.
Right, now go to your 3 o'clock, right?
3 o'clock?
Yep, so now we're getting a perfect side view. I usually take one here and then I'll say put your hands up, right? So up to your sides like you're an airplane. Obviously you can't do it with your other arm right now, but that's okay. It's basically to see all the detail under your arm.
So you want to do like this?
Exactly, yeah.
Go on, look straight?
Look straight ahead, yeah. Okay, and then you're going to do turn to your 4:30, 5 o'clock, right? Gotcha. Yeah, arms back down, and then you do 6 o'clock. So now I'm getting a nice back view. Yep, and then the other way basically. So now 7-ish o'clock.
So I'm doing a 360. Okay.
Exactly. You're doing a full 360, right? Okay, and then 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 o'clock arms down. 9 o'clock arms up. right? And then 11 o'clock, right? And then you're back to 12. Now, when you get back to 12, usually with the whole complete costume on, I'll do close-ups, right?
Yeah.
So I'll take a few close-ups of the helmet, you know, front, side, and back to make sure all the details are in place. If you're wearing an armored costume that requires, you know, particular colored lenses, you know, might require pointing a flashlight behind the lens, right? If you need a green lens or a black lens, this sort of thing. And then just any details in the front. So a lot of times it's like making sure that, you know, the pouches are positioned correctly. You know, a closer view of the cummerbund will show that there's the right number of stitches. You know, same with down here, that the cod piece has the chevron stitching on it. Sometimes with especially with the Biker Scout, like especially with it being black on black, it's very hard to see the suede patches and the elastics on the thighs. So, you know, it might require just a little bit more lighting or something to get that to show up, or adjustments on the camera.
Right.
And then any details with the boots, right? So just making sure that all that detail's in place. Once you have all those photos, we'll usually do an action photo, right? So you can, you know, it's not usually a goofy one, right? It's usually like it's usually like, you know, with a blaster or pointing or whatever, right? Or, you know, hands on your hips. And then one without the helmet on. One in particular showing that you've actually got the balaclava for the Biker Scout, because that's a requirement.
Yeah.
And then if you want to, you can take the balaclava off and just have your face, so that you can take, this is basically for your profile
Flowing
photo.
hair.
Yeah, your you know, this one would have your name on it, etc. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically it. Okay,
All right,
makes sense.
so now we're actually going to take the picture.
We're actually going to take the pictures.
All right. I'm excited.
That's good.
I'm really excited. I'm seriously really excited. All right. We just took the photos. Now, obviously, the ones at the end, but don't include those. Don't include. You want to get proof? Don't do that. But you got the right idea. I got the right. Sorry. Let me try that again. I understand what to do. 360, kind of around the clock. Show the arm. All this, just make sure they see everything. The close-ups. Yeah, I'm so glad that we're doing this video, because I don't think people realize how important it is to see everything, and it saves time.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention, you might even want to edit just like a little separate one as a helper video for people to apply. You know what I mean? Like just a little short one. But this is just what I like to see as a GML. I want to see, obviously, the full body, you know, photos. The Legion usually only requires like front, side, back, helmet on, helmet off. That's it, right? But I'm like, as a costume, you know, as a GML, as the costume judge, it's like, I want to see the details.
Right.
And like, you know, if your hand's covering something, it's like, well, how do I know if you've done that right? So I usually like to ask people to have their arms up, this sort of thing. Just makes it easier, right? So
background. We used a white background. I was concerned, actually, because white suit, white background, but we have enough lighting in here.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't have that luxury of spotlights and stuff.
Sure.
So where do you suggest they do this?
outside.
Outside.
So if you don't, like, most of the time people just have like one light in the living room or something.
Yeah.
And it's not great, right? Because you're getting that warm glow, and then if your carpet's, you know, a tan color, that's another thing that kind of reflects, you know, bounce light coming off. Outside.
We don't
So
notice
it's
a
better to
lot
do
of
it
stuff.
outside.
Like
Yeah.
fluorescent lights have a glow to it. LED lights have a glow to
Yeah.
it. They all have a certain hue. And so outside you get your natural color.
Yep.
In the daytime.
Outside, daytime,
Yeah.
overcast day is better than a sunny day.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and no flash.
No flash.
Yeah, people, you know, they try to do it in their living room with a flash, and it's just like, it's not, it just, you know, one area is going to be really washed out, blown out, and the other area is going to be in shadow. You can't really see a lot. So there's times, too, when I have to go back to people and go, dude, you got to take those photos again, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just not, you got to get a good photo. That's the key.
This video, this will save you time, I guarantee you, because all this stuff I did not know. I did not know about the 360. I didn't know about the lighting. I just assumed stand in there, no bathroom selfie. I knew that much, right? But I just thought, you know, just take 4 poses and you're good. But it's not as simple as that. And you want to save time, you want to get in there, and we want to get to Fan Expo. And as of this recording, it's like in 5 days.
Yeah. And you want to get approved, right?
Yeah.
So do what you can to help make my job easier
Yeah.
to look at the costumes, right? So if you send photos that are too dark, most common issues are too dark, too blurry, too low resolution,
Yeah.
right? Or they just forgot, the applicants like got their camera on the wrong setting or something. But and then a background, like, even when I say outside, don't shoot in front of trees or something like that, because what someone has to do is they have to Photoshop out your body to put it on a different background.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah, they have these pre-made kind of Star Wars themed backgrounds, right, for the Legion profile photos. So a plain background is always best.
Who does that? Who does the?
Usually it's the Garrison web liaison.
Oh, the 501st?
or the membership liaison. Yes,
Oh,
of
okay.
our garrison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Of our garrison, the
Of
outer
our
rim.
garrison, yeah.
Okay, and I think I know who that is. So
Yeah, it'd probably be Aaron.
Oh, I don't know who it is.
Okay.
I thought it was Brett.
Anyway,
It doesn't matter.
well, no, Brett does the fancy ones for like Facebook. Like,
Oh,
hey,
okay.
congratulations
That's
to the
what I'm
new.
thinking
Yeah,
of. Yeah.
that's what you're seeing. But for the Legion side, when people try to search for your number, that's those folks.
Aaron Victoria?
Sorry?
Aaron Victoria?
Aaron and Victoria.
All right. Aaron.
Yes,
And
Aaron.
you've probably you met. He's our Boba Fett. You saw him in our visit to Victoria, actually. So, and he's been on our podcast a couple times, talking about out of room stuff. So fantastic! This is awesome. I really appreciate this whole thing today. Well, the whole thing in general, but we'll get into the thank yous later when this is finally done. But
this is where you give me, the $50 to make sure that I actually approve.
just $50.
That
Oh
I
my
actually approve
god!
the photos.
Oh, the bribe.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were gonna.
Yeah.
So, what else? I think that's it. Now
You sent in your application?
Yeah, I want to talk about that. I sent in my application while we were working. While you were working mostly, I was filling out the application. Really easy to fill out, and there was a button there to figure out what number. There is tons of numbers. Holy cow! And I found all 5 of my backups. The first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I'm not going to say it yet, but it has some meaning to me. So it's really cool. I already told you what it is, but I love the number already. It's just fantastic. I originally wanted 22222, but I think it's some guy in like Argentina or something like that. But either way, it's just my lucky number, 22. But this has got some meaning to me. So hopefully, cross my fingers, I get this number. And a lot of people don't care. I do. It's something, means something to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's it.
That's it.
That's
So
it.
we'll look at the photos.
Yep.
And hopefully they pass, right? And
I am still nervous. I'm very nervous. Yeah,
If
because
you're-
we could have missed something.
yeah.
So
But if everything goes through, we'll see you at Fan Expo. We'll see you at Fan
see
Expo.
me at Fan
Yeah.
Expo. See me at Fan Expo. All right, be quiet. Kids, people sleeping upstairs. So other than that, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Panda Props just Panda Props in Costumes.
But Instagram.
Yes. Instagram, Panda Props in Costumes.
In Costumes,
And YouTube as well too.
Yeah, and YouTube. What's your YouTube? Is it Panda Props?
It's Panda Props in Costumes.
Yeah, and what are you doing on YouTube?
I have a whole bunch of stuff. There's like tutorials. There's like costume and prop builds. 3D printing. I have a whole sort of separate playlist for 3D printing stuff. It's just a whole variety of things, and I just like sharing with people. So
the Etsy store, and you have lots of
Etsy shop.
What do you sell at the Etsy store? I don't think we've ever talked about that. but,
Lots of like little accessories and greeblies for people that
Greeblies.
make costumes and things. So there's not a ton of stuff on there. It's fairly specialized, but soon I will be hopefully putting out more kind of costume kits. So I've got been working on. I finished a long time ago. Sabine Wren,
Yes.
Kids Sabine.
Yes.
So I'll be making those available as kits, and some Wonder Woman armor for kids. So the kids costume thing is something that's really fun for me that I've made for my daughter, and kind of at the same time I'm like, hey, what an opportunity to maybe share that with people.
Your daughter looks so adorable. Thanks. Oh my god, it's like the Sabine. Your daughter wasn't in the Sabine.
No, that's
one.
Kim's daughter.
That was Kim's
I made
daughter.
that for.
But
for
the Wonder Woman thing was.
That was one. Yeah, that was my daughter.
Beautiful, gorgeous, and so check out Panda Props. Please check out Panda Props. You'll find a lot of cool stuff and cool videos, cool greeblies, everything you need to know. As for me, you can find my podcast on GenerationXwing.com, Generation X-Wing on Facebook, on Twitter, Gen X-Wing on Instagram, and as well Outer Rim Rookie. You can find us on Facebook and here on the Generation X-Wing YouTube site. So hopefully you've been getting a lot of information with these videos. I've learned a tremendous amount, and hopefully you did too. Other than that,
This
Gen
is
Expo.
it.
Fan Expo, man. Fan Expo.
We had hope, and armor was built on
Armor,
hope, right?
Built on hope. All right, I'm getting verklempt. All right, cut. Bye.
Set it off from coast to coast, it's the most and it hits rough. Organized rhymes here to start it up. You got some trouble with your mouth, you better shut it up. Think twice before you act and try to tackle the funky stuff. I take your suckers out like meat on a shish kebab. And you don't know it, but your girl's doing kiss and rob. And you're the one who wants the corn, but you miss the cop. So here's a bit of something new. Give me a toot and salute, and I'll give you my boots. Where you need it while I'm playing the thespian. I got a ride and you're just a pedestrian. I grab a horse and I jump like equestrian. I talk smooth like Lando Calrissian. Deal with the leader of the convoy. Make some noise for the boys as we rip loins. Move your joints into motion if you can keep up. If you can't, here's a hanky to clean your weep up. Poetics are dropped in no type of coincidence. Check the OR.